My question is for the Minister of Energy, Northern Development and Mines. Mr. Speaker, the previous government's culture of waste and inefficiency cost the people of Ontario their precious taxpayer dollars. We inherited an electricity system that was not working for the people of Ontario. Our government was elected to bring much-needed change to the electricity system after 15 years of mismanagement. With Bill 87, we are delivering on our promise to improve the electricity system. This includes the modernization of the Ontario Energy Board, or OEB. Mr. Speaker, can the minister please tell the members of this House why it is so important to modernize the OEB?
Minister of Energy, Northern Development and Mines, Indigenous Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, when I first tried this as Canada's Minister of Natural Resources, it was clear stakeholders wanted change. They wanted modernization. Here in Ontario, they need it. I've never seen a group of stakeholders clamour in desperation, Mr. Speaker, for fundamental changes. Stemming from the governance structure, Mr. Speaker, undue delays. OEB had come to stand for the Ontario Energy Bureaucracy as projects mounted with significant amounts of paper requirements for fairly routine regulations, Mr. Speaker. Delays on key projects in regions of Ontario that were desperate for projects to move ahead. I'm thinking, of course, of the East-West Tie, a trained workforce, more than 275 Indigenous workers ready to go on the East-West Tie, communities' energy infrastructure at stake, Mr. Speaker.
Response.
We broke through for them. Moving forward, the Ontario Energy Board is going to be modernized and work for Ontario. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the Minister for that clear and concise answer. I am certain that our government will ensure the OEB becomes a competent regulator once again. It's essential that we can rely on the energy regulator as we continue expanding our electricity system with exciting energy projects. As Ontario becomes open for business, we will have new energy demands, and we need the OEB to be ready to respond. A more efficient OEB will provide an incentive for new businesses to invest in Ontario. They can be sure that our government is ready to meet the energy needs of the new employers. Can the minister please tell us more about how our OEB modernization will make Ontario open for business?
Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I mentioned those stakeholders. The Electricity Distributors Association said, quote, with Bill 87, the Electricity Distributors Association is pleased that this government has decided to listen to industry and stakeholders about regulatory reform and cutting the red tape in Ontario's energy industry. Susanna Robbins, Vice President of EPCOR, said, quote, EPCOR is enthused about investing hundreds of millions of dollars here for years to come. We applaud the minister's efforts, so that's nice, efforts to improve the board's functions and governance, and we look forward to experiencing these changes firsthand as we expand our business footprint in Ontario. Mr. Speaker, modernizing the OEB puts Ontario in a better position to be open for business, and that's precisely